Uh, for young black kids from poorer backgrounds, there aren't a lot of ways out. At least that's what it can seem like until more of those options are presented to you. If you have kids on top of that, the road just got a lot more rough. Today, we're covering a serial multi-level marketing scammer and lifestyle guru, an absolute monster of financial exploitation whose background I sympathize with. But that doesn't justify what she became. Y'all have been requesting this for 2 years, since my very first episode of Deep Dives. I didn't do it back then because it felt too obvious, but then I realized that if people are still getting scammed, then the job isn't done. It's time to go to work. There's two things that make these investigations possible: y'all's support and sponsors like Aura. I'll make this quick, as always. All right, so I'm clearly on vacation and I don't have time for anything time consuming. So I want to check in and check out. When I log into Aura, I got 3 critical alerts, right? The first one's from the IRS. Unfortunately, I know what that is. I paid taxes recently. I can resolve that, get it off the board. The second one is from the Department of Education. I was paying down my student loan debt. That's what that is. I didn't realize what this third one was until I checked my bank account and realized that was just an exchange from one account to the other. Just as a double check, I hit the transactions and make sure that while I'm on vacation, nothing crazy has happened with my card. Get a 2-week free trial with Aura using my link, which is on screen and in the description, and protect yourself. It's kind of important. I like to take most of these intros directly from the subject's mouth and promo because it gives me ammunition to pop off with for the rest of the video.
When I look online and I'm scrolling through Instagram, you know who really strikes me? Coach Stormy. Coach Stormy, I see her on Instagram a lot and really gotten into the motivational thing and has really helped a lot of people.
Stormy Nicole Wellington was born to Jamaican immigrant parents in New York and raised in Miami. Her birthday is in less than a week. I'm really sorry about this. According to her official site, she's been named the #1 female network marketer in the world, leading over $50 million in sales. For the record, that title came from Business for Home, a site that publishes unverified estimates of earnings for MLM participants. Apparently, she's number 39 as of when I'm recording this, but it's definitely true that she's the most successful black woman in network marketing.
Plus, I've coached 139 first-generational millionaires inside of that business model.
That's good.
So you can't do that in a regular business.
Now, she's extremely comfortable telling her rags to riches story herself, and it's a very crucial piece of her grift. She also emphasizes God. That'll be a through line here. I'm gonna let her cook first, then break down everything wrong with what she said. And no, I'm not gonna talk about the low vibrational plate video. It's funny, but we don't gossip here.
You couldn't even pay me to do this. They put this on my plate. I will not let no. I don't do what they do. I do what I do. I'm not I'm not even.
But she's
I
my
would
coach.
never eat a plate that looks like this.
This here is a turkey neck.
First up, the MLM success and side hustles.
So I make passive income, semi-passive income.
Okay.
All of my income, with the exception of some real estate, comes from the internet. So, like you,
Yes.
I sell weight loss, health and wellness
Yes.
supplements. The way I sell them is inside of network marketing. All things weight loss, all things energy, all things supplements, all things wellness. I do really well in the industry of network marketing, sales. So I'm looked upon as a visionary, a coach, a leader, a mentor. Direct sales, the taboo industry. I'm still in it, actively building. I've recruited over 14,000 people in my company, been there for 10 years. Mm-hmm. So you own your company, you sell your product.
Correct.
You're the brand, the visionary, the leader, the financier, all of that of your
Correct.
business, right? For me, I get to build teams within my business. So I don't own a company. I don't even know if you know this. I invested over $5 million with Grant Cardone. So that's another white man that pays me every month. And my money is safe and protected there. Mm-hmm. And then my skincare line was manufactured by a white man too.
Oh.
So I get my reparations.
We love the white people. It's okay.
My network marketing company, a white man owns it.
Okay.
He's paid me over $51 million in the last 9.5 years. I don't have the stress of a business owner. He ships, he makes sure that the compliance is there. He makes sure we are legal. He makes sure the taxes and the building and everything.
There's a lot wrong with how all this is being presented. Multi-level marketing is only passive income as a result of an extreme level of exploitation. I've been consistent every time I bring this up. Multi-level marketing is a pyramid scheme using products to obscure the scam. Participants love comparing it to the hierarchy in a 9-to-5 job, where you have people below you and people above you. They'll tell you that both structures have a pyramid shape. That comparison is asinine and intentionally misleading. Full-time 9-to-5 jobs have benefits, guaranteed pay, don't depend primarily on recruiting other salespeople for the business or individuals in the business to thrive, and don't require you to send a chunk of your personal commissions directly up to the person who recruited you. 9-to-5s don't promise financial freedom to people who mathematically won't ever achieve that. More details on that math after this absolute gold she drops next.
Why do people have the theory that network marketing has something taboo about it when you've been able to empower so many women and men to make more money?
I think because they had not reconditioned their mind, they still believe that it's a pyramid scheme. What's the difference between a pyramid scheme and network marketing? Pyramid schemes is when you pay for something and you get nothing in return. That's just the bottom line. You give money with the promise of getting more money, or you give money with the promise of something that is not tangible. And network marketing is physical products, it's services, it's products. Like I distribute detox teas, energy supplements, weight loss supplements, coffees. I've been doing it in my company now for over a decade.
Wow.
I've made over $51 million in earned income in network marketing. And I pay taxes in network marketing. If it was a scam, you wouldn't be paying no IRS. So I pay taxes. And I just think that people just have poor information. And I think that right now, network marketing is one of the greatest ways to get started. Jim Rohn was a network marketer. Donald Trump was a network marketer.
That's not what a pyramid scheme is. Either she truly doesn't know the real definition, or she intentionally gives the fake definition out every time she's asked this question as a defense mechanism. She's admitted to scamming people in the past. So how about we just kill the benefit of the doubt?
But then I went to scamming because that was a little bit more discreet. You know what I mean? So I could get dressed up like I was going to work, and I would assume identities, and I was doing all kind of stuff, writing checks, cashing checks, going to Home Depot, Office Depot, all that. Like I did all of that. I used to shoplift.
Here's the real one. A pyramid scheme is a form of investment in which each paying participant recruits more participants, with returns being given to early participants using money contributed by the later ones. So a Ponzi scheme plus recruitment of other investors. Notice I didn't say shit about paying taxes, celebrities, paying for something and getting nothing in return. None of that. If most or even a quarter of your income comes from recruiting people and not from the products being sold to people, you're in a pyramid scheme.
That's just the bottom line.
How do we know most of their income comes from recruitment, Cam? Their income disclosure statements. This is where we get into the details, and y'all know that's my favorite part. In February 2023, the FTC took a look at 70 income disclosure statements, ranging from household names to smaller companies. What they found isn't shocking to me, but it might be to some of y'all who still hold on to MLMs as a solid business model. The FTC found that most of these reports, A, present income data that excludes participants who made little or no income. B, do not account for expenses incurred by participants, even though expenses can and do outstrip income in these companies. C, emphasize high dollar amounts earned by a handful of participants. And D, present income data in confusing or ambiguous ways to hide the scam. They found that the vast majority received $1,000 or less per year. That's less than $84 a month on average, if they received anything at all. Now, let's take a look at TLC's income disclosure statement. They make it clear that there's no guarantees here. Earnings are based on the sale of products to end users, no income earned for simply sponsoring or recruiting people, but you do get income when the people you recruit sell things. So that's misleading in and of itself. Less than 7,000 people earned anything. That's more than $0. And 23,000 people didn't earn anything. Out of everybody who did earn at least $1, the average earnings before expenses, that's important, was less than $1,000 for the whole year, as I said before. That's crazy. The top 10% of all of these people who earned money had a median income of less than $2,000. And again, I have to reiterate, Total Life Changes was very clear about this. They cannot and do not guarantee any particular level of earnings. Even people who dedicate a significant amount of time, effort, and funds may not achieve a meaningful level of success, and that they don't offer quick riches or guarantees of success. That's as clear as they possibly can be. Of course, that's buried on this legal document, but still, they said it. The problem comes when Stormy and people like her promise success via quote unquote hard work. When someone recruits you into their downline, you can technically earn more than them if you recruit hard enough, but it's highly unlikely since they're getting a cut of everything you do and they have more than one of you under them. In case it wasn't clear, these people underneath her, which adds up to thousands of men and women at this point, are the ones being scammed. These are the people being hurt by the scam. Pay attention. Especially the ones on the bottom of the pyramid, being told that if they just work hard enough, they can be as successful as Stormy. No, you mathematically can't. She just recruited your whole city block to be your direct competitors. And there's nobody left for you to recruit after she hosts one of these loud-ass events. Her 1,000 Families program, where she claims she wants to help 1,000 families become millionaires with this inspiring stock image of a beautiful black family. That's just a funnel into her MLM downline. That's how she wants to help you, by pushing Pop to hustle supplements and smoothies at Bible study. How do I know? The entry form asks applicants if they've ever been in network marketing. Then ask about their family's biggest goal for the next 12 months. This shit is gross. When you join one of these businesses, you got to pay for a starter pack of products, and so does everyone else. This is not how legitimate sales businesses work. In an MLM, the salespeople are independent contractors and also the primary customers of the MLM. When the business drops a new product line, what do? Do they run commercials to get the public to buy them? No, they host special events and Zoom calls for the salespeople to get them hyped to buy it first. Then whatever you sell to the public after that, it's just gravy. You are the target market. They don't need anyone else. The next argument people try to make is that pyramid schemes are illegal. Yes, they are. And multi-level marketing companies spend millions every year lobbying the government to make sure they can stay legal. They get shut down all the time whenever one of them gets reported too often or catches too many lawsuits. They also change their business structure to a straight-up sales business, which removes the rewards for recruitment. Beachbody, now called Body, changed its structure in 2024.
Unfortunately, after the pandemic, network marketing also faded very fast. And the criticism of the model, we couldn't outrun or outperform criticism of the model.
Rodan and Fields, they did it too. There's a leaked internal memo on screen from Young Living saying they'll be doing it within a couple months. You'll notice that whenever this happens, all the salespeople scatter like roaches to either start a new pyramid scheme of their own or jump to an existing one that allows them to get paid for recruits again. Since we cite sources here, I'm gonna point y'all to one of the MLMs that's most responsible for her wealth. Total Life Changes. This is an MLM that sells
All things weight loss, all things energy, all things supplements, all things wellness.
shit like this NutriBurst juice, NRG packets, and Iaso tea. Speaking of,
Scott and Erica, Total Life Changes is a company that sells various vitamins and supplements for weight loss, hair and skin care, and increased energy. But 3 women have told me after drinking the company's raspberry lemonade tea, they failed drug tests required by their jobs, testing positive for THC, the chemical found in marijuana.
yeah, this tea was getting people fired, considering they claimed there was 0.00% THC. That's a pretty open and shut false advertising claims case. Then again, maybe they just needed another decimal point.
She says she followed the directions, drinking a sachet daily. A few weeks later, Friday was injured at her manufacturing job. As part of her workers' comp claim, she had to undergo a drug test. The lab called her with the results.
And she's like, how long have you been using marijuana? And I said, what? Marijuana? No, I don't do drugs.
Is there any chance that you took anything else that could have caused you to fail that drug test?
Absolutely not. They escorted me to HR and the HR took my badge and I'm in tears.
She was fired, and she's not the only person who claims the tea cost them a job. Belinda Granger is a nurse in Florida. She says she started drinking the TLC Raspberry Lemonade ISO tea on her weight loss journey in January 2020. She liked it so much, she became a distributor. But last October, when she applied for a new nursing job, Granger says she was shocked to learn she failed the required drug test. Did you ever take marijuana?
Never. I've never taken marijuana in my life. I've never even smoked a cigarette, and I don't even drink. I feel embarrassed. I feel like I have a knock under my belt with my integrity that I was so prideful of.
This class action suit was brought by a man who tested positive for THC due to their tea while on parole. Besides all the pyramid scheme stuff we already covered, none of these products are FDA certified, and they all claim to do things they can't prove. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it always teas, energy supplements, and beauty products? Those are the easiest categories to push scammy, ineffective products in. Nobody checks your claims. Nobody verifies the science. You can just say whatever the hell you want.
I still drink this tea twice a day, and not only does it detox my kidneys, it detoxifies my kidneys, my colon, and my liver.
On a cellular level.
Drink this and you'll lose weight. Buy a waist trainer and you'll look like Keisha Kayor.
This waist eraser will help you shed inches off your waist, baby. If you are a gym rat like me, you wear it to the gym.
I was just gonna put false on screen and leave it at that, but there's a little bit more nuance here. Keisha Kayor has been repeatedly accused of getting cosmetic surgery to achieve her figure. And I, for one, completely agree with that.
If you don't want to work out and be lazy, you could wear it while you're picking up your kids from school, doing household chores. You will lose literally 2 to 3 inches off your waist in day one.
All pitches that work when you're speaking to a fan base that already worships you and sees your lifestyle or persona as aspirational. This is all Affinity Scam 101. We're not done with total life changes either. This lawsuit, brought by the California nonprofit Environmental Research Center Incorporated against Total Life Changes, alleges their products expose consumers to lead at an unhealthy level. This FTC complaint warns Total Life Changes about their representatives unlawfully advertising that products treat COVID-19 and lying about representatives being likely to earn substantial income. Have you had your vitamins today? Did your kids have their vitamins? Did you get your daily dose of fruits and vegetables? How will you fight off corona? Use NutriBurst. Salespeople claimed financial freedom and generational wealth. Total Life Changes removed offending posts that the Better Business Bureau brought to their attention and has strict rules about this kind of advertising that implies a specific level of income or any success. The company knows these lies can get them in legal trouble. So every time a rep recruits other people like that, it's a flagrant violation. Here's what she sounded like pitching TLC to a room full of black people.
The first phase of building your business at TLC is that you got to be real hungry. Right. Can you say hungry? Hungry. I'm talking about it has to be something that causes you pain. I don't know what the pain is for you. I was tired of telling my kids no. I was tired of crying and being scared and dressing it up in residue old clothes. I was tired. You got to be relentless. You got to get psychotic. You got to be crazy, insane till people think something wrong with you. Serious, y'all, this is serious. Y'all wanna know how I made $83,000 last week? I'm giving it to you. Y'all say belief. Believe. It gets to a whole other level that you start saying, wow, it's possible. And on the third phase, your faith is on a whole nother level. Right. You start walking like your stuff don't stink. You start buying shoes you couldn't even pronounce, you couldn't spell. You start doing things for your family you never imagined that you'll be able to do. You start paying off things you never thought you could pay off, things that you thought you could buy. You start becoming this spectacular. Y'all say spectacular.
Emphasizing hunger is done to ensure they blame themselves when they fail. If they complain, she can just say, you weren't hungry enough. Look at me, I did it. The statement about being crazy and not caring about the opinions of other people is designed to make you shut out your friends and family when they point out that you're in a pyramid scheme. You aren't gonna make $83,000 in a month. You're most likely gonna lose $200 in expenses while earning nothing. because the market's already saturated by your entire church congregation that's sitting right next to you. She touches the plane down by touching on faith and interweaving Black people's magnetic attachment to religion with rabid consumerism in a truly disgusting display of manipulation.
Y'all say belief.
Now, let's listen to why Stormy left Total Life Changes for her current MLM, Farmasi.
Why did Stormy Wellington merge her brand, leave everything behind to merge her brand with Farmasi? That's the number one question everybody wants to know. And I'll tell you real quickly, because I could trust them. I cannot stay anywhere where I cannot trust the person that I'm doing business with. If I gotta be scared, if you're gonna change things in the middle of the night, if I gotta be worried about inventory, if I gotta be worried about the infrastructure, if I gotta be worried about introducing somebody to you, you're gonna talk crap about me, I can't trust that. And so I left everything behind because I found it. I found a place where I could be trusted, appreciated, but more importantly, where my people could be recognized. So what you're seeing right here is a trip that you can earn when you become a golden in my company, Farmasi. Do you have a system for recognition where people feel appreciated, seen, heard, felt, and acknowledged? Check it off or exit off. Do you have a system where there is edification, where people feel celebrated and edified and elevated in your system? And lastly, do you believe in community? See, let me tell y'all something. A lot of these network marketing companies, they just want you to sell their products. They don't believe in community. They just use you to sell their products. They don't believe in legacy. They just use you to sell their products.
First off, you said the same thing 3 times. Second, telling viewers what to repeat in a pre-recorded video is the wildest thing I've seen in a minute.
And I realize that there's a certain element, that has to be involved for people to want to stay.
For anybody who's never watched a live stream with one of these MLM monsters before, they constantly tell the chat what to type.
Everybody type mastery in the chat. Type mastery in the chat. The purpose of learning is mastery.
Lastly, this whole spiel paints the picture that TLC didn't have incentive trips or celebration of their members, like the last company only used her to make money. While Farmasi isn't like that, Farmasi is an international powerhouse. Of course they're using her to scoop up as many Black women as possible. This trip you're talking about to some other country or wherever hell you're at, those aren't complimentary. If you reach a certain rank in these MLMs and earn a trip, you're still gonna have to pay for your transportation and hotel. If you earn a car, which MLMs like Mary Kay offer, you gotta have it registered in your name so that if you fall below rank 1 month, the payments are suddenly on you. That's not appreciation. It's a business arrangement. That glamorous vacation is a work trip that you can't even fully expense. I'm getting ahead of myself though. What the hell is Farmasi? It was originally called Tej Pharmaceutical Factory, I hope I'm saying that right, in the 1950s, founded by Dr. Sevjet Tuna, one of Turkey's first doctors. They got 2,000 products, everything from perfumes and wellness to cosmetics and cleaning products. They launched their direct selling business in 2004 and expanded to over 125 countries today. According to Farmasi figures, at least 50% of the top influencer sales earners in the direct selling space are from Farmasi. The Direct Selling Self-Regulatory Council, or the DSSRC, of the Better Business Bureau National Programs recommended that they modify or discontinue earnings claims in May of last year. A person who was selling this stuff said, "When I met Farmasi, I had 5 part-time jobs. My mother was battling against cancer. Today, I'm free of jobs. My parents have a pension, and I'm fulfilling my son's dreams. Does your mama still have cancer, though?" There's a lot of pieces to a person's persona that enable them to become a Stormy Wellington. It always starts with a tragic backstory, and hers is truly dark. I'm going to preface this section by putting the sarcasm aside. I'm truly empathetic to the hardships she had to face growing up in Miami. Stormy's site claims she was in foster care, strip clubs at 13, and that she became a teen mom by 15. That's not insignificant, so let's get more context.
Exactly. Find your niche and get rich.
So what made you start stripping?
Wow, great question. I love how you're getting straight to it. I was wondering if you was going to play around. I was wondering, I said, I know she was not going to be scared. So can I get some on that? Thank you, Queen. It's an honor to be here with you.
Yes.
She clearly does not love that. It was wildly inappropriate, but maybe that's Keisha's appeal to her audience. I know we're here to critique her financial exploitation, but this is kind of an important point. Stormy tells the story herself often, but the way some of these interviewers use it as a point of interest for clicks, is uncalled for and tacky.
I was on your Instagram. You got a butt surgery 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And you just removed it?
Well, you know, it was actually 25 years ago. And I removed it actually a year and 3 days today. This is actually my first time talking about this. So I'm happy that you was courageous enough to ask me. Most people are scared to ask me stuff.
Okay.
But so when I was 21, I was a stripper.
In reality, she stripped because of poverty. That's kind of obvious.
Yeah, I started stripping because I didn't have no choice. You know, I was a teenage mom, typical girl from Miami.
Yes.
Being stripping was the shit. Stripping wasn't bad. Like, if you was a stripper, you was doing big things.
It still ain't bad.
You know, it's
Still
not.
ain't bad.
You know
I
what
go
I
to
mean?
the strip clubs and I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that.
Right.
You know?
So I did it because it was the thing to do. But I started as a stripper when I was 13. Many people don't know that.
That's
My mom was in Jamaica trafficking her drugs, and she got stuck over there.
She's not Jamaican though.
My mom and my dad both born in Jamaica.
What?
Yeah, my mom both born from Kingston. Yeah, I told you, Miss Yadi.
Oh, yeah,
You never did know yet. You're a little bit more real than me. Because you know how to speak good patois. I sound like the fake one.
No, you still got it.
I got a little piece, little bit.
No, sir, Stormy about it.
Yes.
Side note, the wine glasses with the straws in it are killing me, bro. Okay, back to the serious stuff. Trigger warning for topics involving violence and self-harm. If you don't want to take any of that in right now, skip to this timestamp. All right, let's keep going.
So because of it, I went to foster care. I was in foster care for like 3 years. My oldest brother, ended up coming to get me. Me and my younger brother. I was abused as a child. I had people that my mom trusted us to live with that would beat us with water hose and force us to eat food that we didn't want to eat. And so I've been through a lot.
Wow.
Then I became a stripper at 13.
Wow.
Then I dropped out of school in the 9th grade because of it. Then I had my first child at 15. Because I had to go strip to pay for my child, to take care of my child. I was in a strip club at 13 because my water was off at home, and I found out that you could make some money in a strip club. And I went to a strip club and ended up making me $600, and I paid the water bill. I was in foster care when I was like 9. I watched my brother come home after getting shot in the head.
Ooh.
I never had therapy. You know, when I was a stripper, it wasn't for luxury. I needed to turn the water back on. Yeah, so I mean, I grew up very young.
Yeah.
So people see me, I'm 44 years old now, but I'm like wise because of what I had to go through at a young age.
But
I had my first child at 15.
Wow. But it was worth it because now you look at you now.
My whole family was drug dealers. All I saw was keys of cocaine at 7, 8 years old.
Wow.
My mom trafficked drugs. I used to know when she was going to traffic because she would tell me. And I was 8 years old and I used to be praying, is my mom gonna come back?
Wow.
I met my baby daddy in the strip club. And when I had my daughter, I realized that if I keep doing what I'm doing, she may look at me as an example. And I didn't want my daughter to be inspired by no stripper.
Wow.
So I got out of the strip club mainly because I wanted to be an inspiration to my daughter.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to think that that was okay.
Yeah.
But then I went to scamming. You're not strong until you have to deal with the loss of a mom.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was in the world by myself. No matter how many friends and family members, or even if you got your dad,
Yeah.
when you lose your mom, that is the most emptiest feeling in the world. And so I fell into a really bad depression. I went from being this big millionaire on buses and billboards to overweight, 30 pounds overweight, to literally like one click away from applying for food stamps. And so that season I was depressed, I was suicidal. Like, there were days I was gonna kill myself. Like, I literally was ready to take the pills, like ready to take my life because I couldn't put the pieces together living without my mom.
Yeah.
And that was the darkest season of my life, wishing that I wasn't alive. My prayer was, God, don't wake me up tomorrow.
That was a lot. That's a lot for any person to go through. And I can absolutely see how it would shape your mindset to disregard any sense of ethics and just go into survival mode. It isn't an excuse, but it does help us get inside the brain of a person who would go on to exploit tens of thousands of people with zero remorse. The next piece of the persona is the hustle, grind, set mentality, telling yourself that only the strong survive and pretending anybody can succeed like you did. In reality, if you didn't start the MLM or join early, you probably won't succeed. This persona sometimes takes the shape of a cappella rap lines like,
I say you gotta learn how to be a chameleon and make a million. So you gotta learn how to maneuver in different rooms. I'm not a fake, I'm not a fraud. I don't pretend, I don't manipulate and connive, and I don't do that. Like, I'm really a woman of respect, integrity, character, honor. And that spells RICH, by the way. That's an acronym.
Say it again. Somebody got to write that down.
You know, the freedom process is incomplete until you're making money in your sleep. I say all the time, people don't hate, just innovate.
this brings me to one of the sneakiest hidden pieces of the MLM influencer puzzle. They're network of enablers and affiliates who solely exist to gas up other grifters and keep themselves relevant in the process. I've been teasing all her references to God throughout, and that pays off right now as we check in with Pastor Jamal Bryant on his Let's Be Clear podcast. First off, my brother in Christ, what are you wearing?
Today, I am so super excited to have not just an influencer, but an impactor for this generation. A lot of people are standing on business, but it's all show business and not real business. This amazing woman has pulled herself up by her own bootstraps. You will invariably be listed in the Hall of Fame for the 21st century for Black women who not just made business happen, but made business happen for other people.
Yes.
You're probably, if not one of the most successful Black women in your field. If you were a male, if you were Storm Wellington, right? There would be by now a movie autobiography of your life.
All right, man, cut the glaze. This is not Shirley Chisholm. Our glorification of money in American culture, and by extension, Black culture, is already annoying. But when it's a man of the cloth doing it, a godly man, a pulpit pimp, that's particularly infuriating. This admitted former scammer graduated to a more sophisticated scam. And you're so wrapped up in the dollar amount that you did zero research into the downsides of this entire industry. And your flock is watching this, which is going to lead them to think MLMs are a good business to invest in.
I don't really have a lot of friends. You know, I have a lot of business partners. And my business is so fun, it's so exciting that I don't have a lot of time for extracurricular stuff. Like, my fun is getting money.
It's not okay in the long term to not have friends. Everyone needs friends. If you have habits that alienate friends and leave you with only business associates, you are a vampire.
Money is a tool. At first you fight to get money, to pay the light bill, to pay the water bill. And then you realize that, okay, you have to be present to get every dime. And so now when I look at money, I think about how do I get more freedom from my money. Yeah. So when I started to hang around Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone, and I saw how they was making all that passive income off of real estate, that was an aha moment. When I looked at people in network marketing, that you get to make money in your sleep, it's like, hold on, wait a minute.
That tracks. Grant Cardone is just like her, except white and a man.
I remember what it felt like to have to clock into work to make $13 an hour, for the boss to say, hey, I'm gonna give you a 25-cent raise. And really realize, hold on, wait a minute, y'all giving me a 25-cent raise after I collected $1 million. I don't know if I told you that story.
No.
So I used to work for collections, and I collected over $1 million in closed accounts for the collection company in 7 months. And because of my performance, the boss was like, I'm gonna give you a raise. At the time, my water was off again back home. My lights was about to be turned off. My car was in repossession status. So I'm thinking I'm about to get $5 raise, $6 raise.
Right.
So I'm gonna go from 15 an hour to 18, 19 an hour.
Right.
And they gave me a 25-cent raise, and they made a big deal out of that 25-cent raise. And I learned that my coworkers, the biggest raise they had given out in 15 years was 10 cents.
Ooh.
And so when I looked at that 25 cents, it made me want to explore other opportunities.
I completely understand what a shitty job can do to a person's psyche. Being underestimated and underappreciated constantly is kind of what 9-to-5s are. And I'm sure it can drive plenty of people to recruit the entire world into a pyramid scheme.
And so network marketing, residual income, real estate residual income, and that's my priority right now, to create things that doesn't necessarily need my presence or my brand, but more of my intellectual property and my mindset is how I'm going to create more wealth.
You know what? Turning your life into a joy destruction factory by joining organizations where 96% of participants don't earn enough money every year to pay apartment rent for 1 month does create passive income. She's not wrong. I mean, she has to keep hustling eternally to replace all the people who leave every month because they're not making money. Otherwise, she'll lose her own rank and get paid less. So, nah, she's also wrong about that. It's very active. I was forced to watch a lot of podcasts to make this episode, as y'all can see by now. I want to focus on the sheer amount of them as we close out. We've seen Keisha already.
You got this house, you got the cars, the Rolls Royces, you got a boat.
Then there's Shamina Taylor, Eric Worre, Pete Vargas, Nene Leakes? Let me explain. Shamina is an even more aggressively sold out version of Stormy.
Welcome to Unapologetically Rich, the show for high-achieving women who refuse to settle.
She called this interview How Stormy Wellington Built Her $1 Million Empire Without a Safety Net or Degree. Here's how. Eric Worre is a notorious serial network marketing consultant and influencer involved in so many other MLMs other content creators have talked about, while also creating Network Marketing Pro, a platform selling tools to other network marketing participants. Because the people making the real money in any gold rush are flipping the shovels. Pete Vargas is her business partner, who she threw an event called Millionaire School with. Nene Leakes, the infamous reality TV personality, helps her get in deeper with low-income and middle-class Black women. The Lifetime Network, $1 Million Hustle. Yes, they actually gave her a show.
Because Stormy is like Superman to these women. I truly believe she's anointed. Anybody who can just like breathe life into somebody, I mean, come on.
I meditate and I do my little thing, my feng shui. And I be trying to find me some trap music. I can't be in Miss Church Ladies on all day. I dare you to see who you can become in 30 days. So I got my start in network marketing and made some initial money and used it as a stepping stone to build my multi-million-dollar empire. And now I sell coaching and training programs. I do events and seminars. I have my own skincare line.
BET. They featured her in this tacky series called Blew a Bag, where they paint her MLM successes like something we should be striving for, just like Pastor Bryant did. It's a YouTube series, by the way. This wasn't a TV show. The Onion joke that BET's content wouldn't change if white supremacists ran it is still accurate as I really don't have much to say about the Digital Social Hour pod, besides the fact that this interviewer is a zillennial.
I have a 27-year-old son.
Damn, that's my age.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah, I have a son your age.
That's crazy.
I know, right? I look good.
Why are you here?
You know, and so when I went to Atlanta and I saw Black people successful with Benzes and Bentleys, and I never had seen that in Miami. I never saw a person that was legal driving around in big cars. And when I went to Atlanta and I saw that, and then I also saw friendly Black people. I wasn't used to that. I'm used to Black people. They ready to fight. They ready to shoot you. They ready to do something to you. But in Atlanta, they was waving, hey, how you doing? How you doing? I moved into a community. They would come knock on the door and say hi. That was weird to me. I was like, but that's where I learned the power of networking and meeting people and the shortcut to success is mentors and coaches. And so moving to Atlanta, on top of deciding I was not a peasant at that job at TSA, was my breakthrough moment.
So this is our fault. On behalf of the city of Atlanta, I sincerely apologize. We have to stop letting the least ethical among us sell us the formula to success. Without fail, it's always going to be a massive grift that takes advantage of the time, energy, and money you've been working so hard to gain your entire life. Stormy is not your coach, and she's not like us. She has allowed the world she lives in to turn her into a financially exploitative monster. If that isn't low vibrational, I seriously don't know what is. Ending on a positive note, don't forget to check out our Deep Dives resource library, which now lives on my own site and has a page for each topic we've covered in this series, plus a link to the relevant episodes. There's plenty of links to studies, articles, and PDFs to help you make sense of MLMs and prove to you that they're scams, while providing alternatives. I spent a lot of time on this, so if you're watching these videos and you're not subscribed, like a lot of you are, handle that. Y'all got the information now. Can't say I ain't tell you.
Yes, sir. Yo, cause I got some options. Please don't blow up my phone, don't leave him alone. They calling me Stockton. I pick him and roll, I'm toxic. She turning me off, no faucet, yo. Years ago, predicted the profits. They call me a prophet, yo. Give me the silent treatment. I'll be quietly hitting your partners, yo. Wait, almost forgot this. Trying to cease the nonsense. I am unconscious. Floating above the regular bras. I'm on the rocket. Even Supremes is under me. Seems I'm locked in. Dying a roster. You ain't a bossy. Initials all in my coffin. Refuse to let you produce the migraines. You like a vibe drain. Chokers and leashes tied to 5 chains. But I do not like pain. Taking my currency, money for all your preferences. But I don't like paying. Girl, fall back.